I like the quality of light shining on this part of the house, so I decided to try to sketch it, laying out some pencil marks first to do a tonal study with felt tips. So laying in pencil lines that go to a vanishing point. And then using 3 different tones of felt tip, lights, mediums and darks, which gives you 4 on the page, including the bright white of the page. So laying in some highlights, and then this would be the mid-tones. And what I've learned in the past week of sketching daily is that if you have the time to do a tonal study, it really helps you tune into the scene and start to see the tonal variation and make a plan for the watercolor. If you just go in all guns blazing without a plan, what I tend to find is things get muddled very quickly and the results reflect that. Here I'm just laying in some wax resist on the window frames where the light is brightest. And then wetting the page for my initial highlight washes. What I noticed during this morning sketch, it was the morning light. A couple of things. The light itself, or the sun itself, was moving quite quickly, so the light and the shadows were changing surprisingly fast in a short amount of time. And then secondly, it became cloudy and overcast. So what started as a nice, bright, contrasty scene quickly turned dull. And a large part of this painting or sketch I was doing from memory. I guess the lesson there is checking the weather forecast, or at least looking at the sky before you start. Here I'm laying in some of the mid-tones. I'm trying to use a more intense color to give depth in the picture. And the idea of suggestion with the foliage, not drawing in every single leaf, but creating pattern. Foliage has been something I've been working on this week, trying to get away from, childlike blobs of color to something that's more sort of suggestive. And what seems to work well, and what's often spoken about is leaving sort of sunlight or blank bits of the page to peek through, to give that idea of light coming through the foliage. I'm starting to lay in the darks now to really try and get those contrasty edges going, and that's the finished effort.